Alright guys, so I've got my hands on this Lenovo IdeaPad 3i, and I gotta say for the price, this thing is packing some serious punch. We're talking about a laptop that's trying to balance everyday use with some decent gaming capabilities, and I think it does a pretty good job. First off, the specs. You've got an 11th Gen Intel i5-11300H, which isn't the newest, but it's still a solid performer, especially with the 24 gigabytes of RAM this thing's rocking. That's a nice upgrade from the standard config, and it'll definitely help with multitasking and keeping things running smoothly, even when you've got a bunch of tabs open. Plus, the 512 gigabytes SSD means fast boot times and quick loading for your games. Now let's talk gaming. The GTX 1650 is definitely an entry-level graphics card, but it's still capable of handling most games at medium settings. Don't expect to crank everything up to ultra and get a silky smooth 60 frames per second on the latest AAA titles, but for esports titles, older games, or even some newer games with the settings tweaked, it'll definitely get the job done. The 120Hz refresh rate display is a nice touch, making everything feel smoother and more responsive, even if you're not hitting those super high frame rates. It's also a pretty decent looking display overall, with good colors and viewing angles. The keyboard is surprisingly good, with a nice tactile feel and decent key travel. It's even got a backlight, which is always a plus. The trackpad is also pretty responsive, although I'd still recommend using a mouse for gaming. Connectivity-wise, you've got pretty much everything you need, including Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5, USB-C, HDMI, and even an Ethernet port, which is becoming increasingly rare these days. The battery life is decent, advertised at up to 6 hours for non-gaming use. Of course, if you're gaming, expect that number to drop significantly. Now for the downsides. The build quality is decent, but it's definitely plastic Y. It doesn't feel cheap, but it doesn't feel premium either. It's also a bit on the thicker and heavier side, so it's not the most portable laptop out there. The fans can get a little loud under heavy load, which is to be expected with a gaming laptop, but it's something to keep in mind. Finally, while the 1080p display is nice, it's not the brightest out there at 250 nits. Overall, though, I think this Lenovo IdeaPad 3i offers a lot of value for the price. It's a solid all-around laptop that can handle everyday tasks and some light gaming. It's not perfect, but if you're on a budget and looking for a versatile machine, this is definitely worth considering. The upgraded RAM and SSD are a huge plus, and the 120Hz display is a nice bonus. Just manage your expectations in terms of gaming performance, and you won't be disappointed. So, yeah, that's my take on the Lenovo IdeaPad 3i. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.